Well, the problem with doing a video about an event, news event, is the time you get out there, the story can change quite a bit. So here's the story. We've got this man who was in Lewiston, Maine. He shot and killed 18 people, 13 more wounded, and he went into a bowling alley and some kind of restaurant of sorts and killed 18 people. So he was a decorated soldier. His job was a petroleum delivery something, some name about getting petroleum fuels to where they needed to be for the military, I guess. And he had gotten medals even, so I don't know if you can get that just from your service, good service, or whether he actually was in a combat situation at some time. It wasn't completely clear to me from what I read, but his family is talking now, and this would have been a sister-in-law, I guess, was saying that he just started to change these last couple of months. He was like the greatest type of guy you would want to know, kind of shy and quiet, but just all around, good guy. And then things started to change. Well, supposedly the military sent him for a psych evaluation, and I don't know if that had happened or not yet. Some of the initial reports are so confusing. One made it sound like he was actually in a mental institution, but I don't think that's true at all. I think he was either had or was scheduled to have this evaluation done. And he was hearing voices, okay? And a lot of times people immediately skip to, oh, schizophrenic. That's people who hear voices. Well, it's not as simple as that. There are all kinds of other mental illnesses in which you can hear voices. And sometimes people who are not mentally ill can hear voices too, due to different situations and stresses and things. I shared I had a head injury, and for the first 3 months after it, I heard my name being called, Michael, and there was no one there. Luckily it was only that, but that went away. But so there are other things that can cause people hearing voices other than a full-blown mental illness. But in this case, it sounds like whatever it was, what triggered it, whatever, he's like 40, so it would have to be kind of a late onset thing, that something happens that gets him to this period where a place where he's hearing these voices. And these voices are saying negative things about him. He doesn't like what the voices are saying. And what he's done, evidently had some hearing problems, and he got hearing aids so he could hear more. Well, between whatever the mental illness was, whatever caused the voices or whatever, and these new hearing aids, he could hear people talking about him specifically. And they were talking about him in two places, the bowling alley, bowling establishment, and this restaurant. So he got, his gun and went and remedied the problem as far as he could see. He targeted the people in these two locations, and evidently he was quite a good marksman. So it's amazing that there were 13 that were just injured and not 13 more dead. The bowling lane, there were children, too, but they've released the names, I guess, of 10 of the victims, but all they said about one of them was that I believe she was doing something with a children's, bowling league or something, but she jumped up and tried to call 911, and she was shot and killed. But so it seems to be that he was, he was having this delusion that people were talking about him, and it was so horrible that he felt he needed to, eliminate the people, and using his military training, whatever, he did. So that's really sad. It'll be interesting to see what we see more of as this information changes. See, I'll put this video up, and then an hour later, they'll be saying all kinds of other different things. But the area around where he was is still in a lockdown. There's been some mention again of this note. Now that this last report, one report earlier in the last video, it was a suicide note. Well, now this note isn't, but it has some law enforcement names in it. So I don't know what the story is there. So we'll have to see what happens. And, you know, they've got this massive manhunt going to try to locate him. And they located his car by a boat ramp in another town. And that's about where it stays. They've been looking, and they've had absolutely no luck finding him. And it will continue on. And I guess when there's something significant, I'll put another video out, and hopefully it won't be outdated by the time you see it. Bye.